Hey, good morning. Good morning. It is, what is today? October 13th. And I just wanted to jump on and say hello. I haven't been on for a day or two. Actually, it's been a little bit longer than a day or two, I think. I'm trying to get my seat. Guess I'm not going to get my seat to raise up at the moment. And I wanted to jump on and remind you all that I have two new products. One of them is Learn How to Pray and Get Results. That's a $4.99 investment. It's just a very easy opt-in. So you can get the little workbook and the video class, just a short video class to help get you started in the area of prayer. If you've struggled with prayer, if you need accountability in prayer, you want to learn about prayer, you know you need it, but you have not jumped in, or maybe you're having trouble being consistent. It's a great way to get started, and I'd love to have you join me on that. I'll be putting these links out in my social media, so if you want to take that class, it's going to be an on-demand class. It'll start out next week as on-demand. I would love to have you join that. It's called Learn How to Pray and Get Results. And then my next little offering that I have coming out in the middle of next week, it's called Be Angry. Getting anger right. And if you've ever struggled with anger, or you have someone in your life that's struggling with anger, I do want to kind of give you a heads up. Sometimes people will say, I'm not angry, I'm hurt. And in their heart, they know that there's wounding there. On the inside, it feels like hurt. On the outside, it's anger. What other people see is anger. What we see on the inside is hurt, wounding, something of that nature. I would love for you to join me in that also on demand course. It's called Be Angry, Getting Anger Right. And that is actually a part of a beginning to a larger work of a book that I actually have wrote, and I actually haven't published it as of yet. Someday I'll get around to doing that, but it's on a study and has a lot of heartfelt emotion and thoughts and tools that I learned because I was a very angry person. So I wanted to jump on this morning and say happy Friday, October 13th, if you're seeing this on the day that it was recorded. I hope you have a blessed day. And I'd love for you to check out those two new offerings. Get on my email list. The people on my email list always know about what I'm offering and what's available. And you can say, okay, well, I'm not quite sure what you do, Cynthia. You do so many things. And I thought about that, and I thought it's got to be confusing for folks. And so let me just take a couple seconds and explain a little bit about who I am and who my husband is and what we do. First and foremost, we have a nonprofit. The nonprofit's name is D.L. Martin Ministries. Our website is DLMM.org, the initials, DLMM.org. And we obtained our nonprofit status in 2003, and our express purpose for that organization is to proclaim the gospel utilizing all forms of media. My husband, Dean, if you know him, he speaks about Revelation and end times, not necessarily just all Revelation. He goes into several other books as well. But he talks from the aspect of technology and where we are in the timeline of end time events and technology, and all the different things, including laws in our country and in the world, the advancements in the world moving us towards end time events. You know, with as Israel being under attack, you know, it also makes people very aware of end times. So that's my husband. And then recently, within the last year and a half, we moved to a different, smaller city outside of Pensacola, where we were living. We purchased a home out in Pace, Florida, and the Lord began to speak to us about working the vision that he gave us many years ago. And so he began to speak to us about doing a local ministry, and that is called Believer's House. Believer's House is a localized ministry that focuses primarily on discipleship and making disciples, just pouring our lives into people to grow and become the disciple that Jesus would have them be, and become all that they can be, right? He created us to be such magnificent people and have such awesome gifts. And so that is all about discipleship. And we're moving a lot of that online. We do have people that we meet with locally, but we also have an extended version just because people like our content. And we have a Roku channel, YouTube channel, and so on and so forth, some social media that is called Believer's House. Lastly, but hopefully not finally, my name is Cynthia Martin, and I have done so many things online, and it starts to get confusing with all of these names. So I was working for probably 5 or 6 years under the name Real Life Revised, and that was really a coaching program helping people remove the obstacles and overcome wrong thinking and dealing with bloodline issues and demonic oppression, that sort of thing. And that was just because sometimes real life needs to be revised was the tagline. However, it's hard for people because it's hard to remember all of these names. So I have went back to something that I've had online for a long time called Cynthia Martin Online, which I really started with many, many, many years ago. And I'm trying to funnel a lot of that through Cynthia Martin Online because it's easier just to remember my name. I may have produced under a lot of different titles, but most of the content, other than Dean stuff, DLMM.ORG, most of the stuff is going to have my flavor. Very much a teacher, very much a person who promotes inner healing and deliverance issues. I very much into discipleship, prayer, reading your Bible, that sort of thing. And all of that kind of falls under who I am, Cynthia Martin Online. So I'd love to have you check me out. Check out the links for the 2 on-demand classes that I'm releasing this next week. And I just pray that you really have a blessed weekend, that the favor of the Lord is upon you as you go about your day. That, as the word tells us, that you will be the head and not the tail. And as Derek Prince says, and he teaches, that we want to be the head, right? Because the tail is just something that gets drug along. And so I just declare over you that you'll come into the revelation of who you are and overcome the lies of the enemy that may have been causing you to be the tail and being drugged through life rather than being at the head of the pack. And so I just declare that over you today, and I pray his blessings, his favor, and that he would be before you and behind you, and he would surround you in every which way. So have a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you next week.